To a committed athlete, sport is more than just a hobby. It's a way of life. Everything else fades into the background as you train your body and mind into peak condition to exceed your limits. To become better, faster, stronger. To become the winner. But what happens if God allows circumstances that rob you from your physical ability? Could you still complete the race?
My older brother was pretty talented at all the sports, and he started swimming. And I was always the little sister that got dragged along and had to go and watch him swim. I particularly didn't like the water at all. I wouldn't even put my foot into the water. And I used to go and sit and watch him train. And one day I said to my mom, I can swim. And she said to me, yeah, sure. And I said, no, really, I can. And I got into the pool, and my first stroke I could swim was butterfly.
She was a young swimming star with a bright future awaiting her. At 12, Natalie Du Toit started competing internationally, and at 14, she qualified for the Commonwealth Games in Kuala Lumpur. At 16, she just missed qualifying for the 2000 Sydney Olympics, but those in the know speculated that the 2004 Olympics in Athens would be hers for the taking. But in her final year at school, in 2001, tragedy struck.
The Monday morning we trained from 6 till 7 o'clock at that stage. And I got out the pool and I got dressed and I got on my little semi-automatic bike. I was probably about 5 minutes down the road from training. And this particular morning, a girl entered the road that I was driving in and didn't stop. She just drove into me. And, I was lying in the road. I landed sitting up with my carry-more on my back. And I could see my foot was one way, my knee was one way. I could see pretty much, everything that was going on. I was in a lot of pain while I was sitting in the road. There was a person holding my leg together, which was taking a lot of the pain away. And I don't remember the ambulance getting there and the guy let go of my legs because they gave him gloves to put on. And I said, no, please hold. And he kept holding without gloves. And then really I was just lying there and everybody kept saying, your leg's still here, it's still here. And I kept saying, no, I've lost my leg.
Where there is life, there is hope. For the first week after Natalie's accident, doctors tried frantically to save her left leg, which was broken in 3 different places.
Now, they couldn't sew anything up on my leg because it had burst open and there was nothing to sew. I don't know what happened to the tissue or the muscle. And they'd taken my artery out of my one leg and put it in my bad leg to try and get the blood flow to keep going. I was on a mill of morphine an hour, so it's quite a lot. And within the week that they tried to save my leg, on the Friday, I had an accident the Monday morning. On the Friday, I went in for another operation and my leg had started going gangrene, so they had to amputate. And basically, before they amputated, I remember a guy coming to say that they're going to have to amputate. Didn't know who it was, but I just know it was a guy's voice. And I woke up the next morning and I sort of opened my eyes and I said to my mom, when am I going for the operation? And she said to me, you've already been. And I looked down and I saw my stump. It was very swollen. It was about double the size of my other leg. And, it was hard for me because the first person that came in, I didn't want them to say, I'm sorry that it happened. I got this sort of plan going that whenever someone walked in, I would open my sheets. Now, I was dressed very decently. No one could see anything much. And my stump was bandaged, so nobody could see anything. And, I think the first person that would walk in and I'd open it and I'd say, how are you doing? And the whole conversation went as if, there was kind of nothing wrong. The first thing that I thought of was, it wasn't, I'm going to be a champion or I'm going to be an Olympic star. It was, I wanted to get back to what I was doing. I just wanted to carry on with life.
But reclaiming your life doesn't come easy. It's a long, tedious journey that requires determination and commitment. For Natalie, it took 9 months to walk again.
Building up the muscle again, learning how to use my hip and my butt to be able to control my leg, walking on a prosthetic leg. I think that was probably one of the hardest things for me. And my physio is great because, once I'd strengthened everything up, he used to take me into the forest and I used to walk in the forest trying to get used to, like when you learn how to drive, you actually learn how to reverse and you can judge your 4 corners of your car. The same with the leg. The more you have to walk over obstacles and walk into things or walk on things, you learn how to judge it. And I learned pretty quickly how to walk on a leg. When I'd actually been to the orthopedic surgeon sort of every week to have a look at my scars to see if they healed enough so I could get back in the water. And every week I used to ask him, can I get back in the pool? And he used to say, no, not this week, maybe in about 2 weeks, in about 3 weeks. And one day I got there and he said to me, okay, you can get in the pool. And I said to him, no, you're joking. He said, no, I'm not joking. And I actually had all my swimming stuff in the car already. And I went straight to the swimming pool from the doctor's surgery. My whole family rocked up at the swimming pool and I got in, and I think it was just like my leg was still there. And I did a tumble turn and I put my feet on the wall, but it was just one foot, but it felt like both were on the wall. And I think my body picked up a natural rhythm. It was a bit sensitive, so if I kicked breaststroke, it was a bit sore at the end of my stump. I couldn't close my legs. When I started swimming breaststroke and did breaststroke kicking, I used to swim in a circle because every time you close your legs, the water would go in one direction. So it was hard. And my coach took me aside and taught me, how to do, put my forehead in the water and actually swim straight, swim semi-straight. And then got into the swimming pool and just started swimming again. Was very unfit and got in and I started in the lane by myself. And then I went into the squad. I went with the squad, started in the first lane with all the juniors. And it was something that I didn't want them to beat me anymore. So I moved my way up to the fastest lane. And it was a long road. I think it took a couple of months, and really it was a challenge. And that's something for me. I like going out there and reaching or trying to achieve a challenge.